Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. And through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades. We do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for little as $9 a month and also get access to an exclusive in-depth strategy video, information is available in the description below. In the previous video, we looked at MMTLP and the focus was on AST transfer with a very important update. So please refer back to the previous video for those details. In today's video, we're going to be looking at MMTLP, focusing on what may happen after S1 approval. We're also going to be providing an important update for ILUS, so stay tuned for that. First of all, I want to share with you an update in terms of news regarding FTX. So this is something that has been trending. So let's have a look at a quick summary and opinion with regard to FTX. So in terms of the overall summary of what happened, this is an article from the BBC News, and it's basically saying cryptocurrency exchange FTX has filed for bankruptcy in the United States, seeking the court's protection as it is now looking for a way to return money to its users. So the boss by the name of Sam Bankman has also stepped down as chief executive. And obviously this 30-year-old is now previously headed the world's second largest crypto exchange. And in terms of his tweet here, we can say what he stated in one of his posts is, "I'm going to be working on giving clarity on when things are in terms of user recovery ASP." And he's also saying he's trying to piece together all the details, but he was shocked to see how things unraveled in the week. And in the other information, what we can see here is during the meltdown, the person by the name of Bankman Friedman had been one of the stars of the crypto scene. So this was a person that was very well recognized, and comparisons were made with him and Warren Buffett. But obviously then there were some rumors and developing with regard to FTX and other firms owned by Mr. Bankman. That prompted a significant sell-off. And then obviously after that, he's potentially looking at bailout. Then obviously now he's filed for bankruptcy. So in terms of the general crypto market, this is one of the key reasons why crypto has taken quite a significant additional hit, with many of the cryptocurrencies down quite significantly. Let's now have a look at some angles from social media, focusing on clarifications, speculation and updates. So first of all, shout out here to Sloan, who stated, first of all, FTX isn't a crypto. FTX is a Wall Street company that robbed crypto. So similar to Binance and similar to CoinDesk. So FTX, I think there is some misconception that it was a crypto. So it wasn't a crypto, but it did create cause many of the cryptocurrencies to decline quite significantly. Shout out now to Unusual Whales, and what they've said is at least $1 billion of customer funds have vanished from collapsed crypto exchange FTX per Reuters. So that was when we had the breaking news. And in terms of the person we were talking about earlier, there is a post here from Flight Radar 24 saying the most tracked flight right now is FR24.com LVKEB, and according to the tweets, the founder and CEO of FTX is en route to Argentina. However, I believe there has been an update to that, and he may have been heading towards the Bahamas. So certainly he's going to be wanted by the authorities. In terms of the significant investors, we can see here these include SoftBank, BlackRock. We've also got Third Point, Lightspeed, Coinbase and Binance. So very, very significant and major players involved there. And we can also see the law enforcement agencies are now carrying out an urgent investigation, and we're looking at crypto wallets potentially being stolen with over $400 million. And the other thing that we can see here in terms of the assets, we can see that FTX has only got on its books approximately $900 million of assets compared to $10 billion in liabilities. So definitely not a situation that we can call liquid. And finally, just to finish off, in terms of speculation and what's been happening on social media, we'll look at Sam Bankman there and the relationship between three other people. We've got Gary Gensler, who's the head of the SEC. We've got Glenn Elson, who's professor of economics and former boss of Gary Gensler. Then we have the wonderful Caroline Elson, who's the CEO of Alameda. So this is a connection here in terms of what we are seeing on social media. Is this connection that something's going to be investigated? The SEC, with regard to MMTLP, what we've been looking at is responsible for authority, protecting investors. So certainly I think an investigation here is definitely needed. Let's now have a look at the latest developments for MMTLP. So first thing I'd like to do here is give a shout out to King Beckham 30, and this is a very interesting post. Also, I think it was previously shared by Tony from Market Move. So let's have a look at the post here and what King Beckham 30 has stated here. The buy button will not be a problem in this potential squeeze because most brokers don't even allow us to buy MMTLP in the first place. So that's certainly true for people in Europe, especially trading through Trading 212. So there's a huge difference between MMTLP potential squeeze and any other squeeze. Number one, you never know when shorts decide to cover any other stock. With MMTLP, the key difference is we know they are likely to have 15 days, possibly even 10 days if we include the weekends, which will not count. And after S1 approval, we are looking at announced dates, so that will be confirmed. Number two, supply and demand. In most short squeezes, shorts have no problem buying shares, but this time there is going to be a limited amount. We've seen speculation in the previous video with regard to the float, and I think people have gone as high as 3 figures and 4 figures in terms of a potential squeeze. So that is something that we will be watching and anticipating very, very carefully in terms of what happens. So obviously this has the potential to create history. It has the potential to obviously create many, many new millionaires. So it's going to be a case of let's wait and see. Let's now have a look at what is likely to happen after S1 approval. So once we open up the approved S1, we will see dates. So these dates will be very important. They will also indicate the last day of trading. They will also indicate how many days left are available, especially for the shorts to cover. These dates are likely to be between 10 and 15 calendar days. And what's also important is the brokers will have a responsibility to make sure there are no synthetic shares. So there will be no synthetic shares going into NextBridge. NextBridge will only have the float, which is approximately 165 million shares, no more and no less. So that cannot be increased, that cannot be decreased. So synthetic shares need to be dealt with. As well as that, the brokers will need to make sure that shorts are covering. And I think what's also extremely important is for brokers to make sure there is no more shorting. So no shares should be available to short. So the brokers will need to take immediate action. So I think this is something that's potentially going to create panic. So people will still be able to buy, they will still be able to sell, you can trade, and we're potentially looking at 1 day before the date of record. So that will be a case of very, very limited time, and I think we're going to see extreme volatility and hopefully strong and significant movements up in momentum. What I'd now like to do is provide an update for ticker symbol ILUS, ILUS International. This is a stock that has been previously featured on the channel on a number of occasions. It has come down quite significantly together with the market like many other stocks, but right now there has been some positive developments. So before having a look at the developments, let's first of all have a look at the chart. So on the screen here we can see close of play on Friday, it was up in excess of 5.6%, closing at just over 9 cents. So this is a stock that we were watching last week and it was included in our weekly watch list. And now let's have a look at the developments with regard to the company. And there was a shareholder letter sent out and made available to their shareholders Friday 11th of November 2022. So let's have a look at the key headlines from this letter, which have been highlighted here. So first of all, they've stated that, as has been the case with most of the market, the stock price has decreased significantly. So this is a stock that has experienced a squeeze, but it has come down significantly since then. and many people have made very positive profits in ILUS, and this is also something that we're going to be looking at again. So first of all, in terms of revenue, what the company has stated here is that revenue is increasing by more than 80%. So no significant news from the company in terms of negative news, but there has been negative news in the market affecting the stock. So revenue has grown astronomically. They're looking at achieving over $50 million in revenue so far this year, so that is exceptional. We're looking at over $150 million in confirmed purchase orders and potential $220 million in expected orders. So very high levels of growth here, fully reporting by the 20th of December 2022, so that's an important date for the diary. Also looking at completed 6 acquisitions, and then in the final part of the update, what we can see here, they also remain on track to achieve aggressive growth forecast for the year, and they've confirmed the wrapping up of several additions in terms of their acquisitions. So ILUS International, another stock that we will be watching from market open on Monday. Finally, I'd like to give a shout out to our weekly watch list. This is shared in advance to trading on the Monday with our Discord members exclusively. So to get advance notification of the next weekly watch list, you can certainly consider joining us in our Discord for little as $9 a month. Not all calls are successful, but this week we did have a very good success in almost all of the calls. So first of all, MTDR, that was up close to 3%. ILUS International, we also called out, that was up close to 5.5%. On the Friday, we also called out UNCY, that was up close to 5.2%. JUPW was another stock that we called out, that was up close to 9.4%. RUM was up close to 8.8%. Oxy was up, we also called out, that was up close to 5.5%. And then we also have daily stock alerts, and we called out COSM, that was up 8% on the day close of play on the Friday, and also up 40% on the week. So very good, some very good calls here in the weekly watch list. So thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.